I was enjoying a leisurely day with my son in the trailer mountains when my son, Ethan, at 24, stood taller than I, exuding a confidence and grace that left me in awe of him. His suggestion to rent a trailer and escape to the woods for a week caught me off guard. He spoke to me with a smile that evoked the boyish charm he once wielded to talk his way out of trouble. It's merely us, a blanket of snow beneath our feet, the gentle crackle of a warm fire, and an enveloping tranquility. I found myself compelled to agree. Following an extended holiday season, the idea of a tranquil week in the mountains was simply irresistible. We packed warm clothes, board games, and a selection of books for those tranquil evenings ahead. Ethan took the lead in orchestrating the plans. He secured the trailer, meticulously charted the course, and curated a playlist for the journey. The journey stretched on, yet the frost-laden trees lining the road resembled exquisite images captured on a postcard. Upon arriving at a quaint, secluded trailer park nestled within a snowy valley, an overwhelming sense of tranquility washed over me. It was a sight to behold. Only we remained, surrounded by the towering mountains and the crackling whispers of the fire. With each passing day, our connection deepened in ways we had never anticipated. As dawn broke, we ventured into the serene embrace of the woods, embarking on a hike through the tranquil landscape. At lunchtime, we savored hot cocoa, and as night fell, we engaged in conversation with genuine souls gathered around the campfire. What once felt mundane within the confines of home now unfolded with surprising ease. He shared with them his aspirations, anxieties, and even the hidden chapters of his life that had remained shrouded in secrecy until this moment. My perception of him evolved, not merely regarding the boy I had nurtured, but also in light of the man he was becoming. There was something admirable in the way he held himself, exuding a sense of quiet strength and unwavering confidence. It struck me just how infrequently I had leaned on him since the separation from his father. After an exhausting stroll one evening, we returned to the trailer, our cheeks flushed from the chill in the air. Ethan insisted on having dinner prepared, a straightforward pasta dish that delights the palate. As we dined beneath the gentle glow of an electric lamp, I observed how he effortlessly filled the space around us. I invoked a long-forgotten childhood nickname to express myself. I appreciate this, Ollie. The plan was truly exceptional. As his cerulean gaze locked onto mine, the atmosphere seemed to crackle with electricity for an instant. He spoke gently, "Mom, it's truly wonderful to simply be here with you." It appears that in the whirlwind of our daily lives, we have lost the art of genuine conversation. His words resonated deeply within me. He was indeed correct, due to the demands of school, work, and various daily responsibilities. Genuine moments of connection had become increasingly elusive. That night, a fire blazed outside, the wind howling fiercely, yet we remained silent. As Ethan immersed himself in his book, I gazed out the window, captivated by the gentle descent of snowflakes to the earth below. I was filled with gratitude for him, for the man he was becoming, and for all the effort he put into making this trip a reality. Until that moment, I had not glimpsed that aspect of him, yet it revealed the depth of his care for our relationship. In the mountains, an ineffable enchantment lingered, transforming each fleeting moment into a cinematic tableau. Ethan appeared determined to craft a week that would linger in memory. Upon awakening from our profound conversation, I was greeted by the inviting aroma of coffee, wrapping me in a sense of warmth and welcome. As I blinked awake, I found Ethan framed in the doorway of the cozy resting area, a steaming mug cradled in his hand and a warm smile lighting up his features. "Good morning, sleepyhead," he teased with a playful grin. "I believed you deserved breakfast in bed, given what an exceptional hiking companion you were." I chuckled softly as I adjusted the cozy blanket enveloping me. Am I truly the ideal companion for a hiking adventure now? It seems I caught the sound of your moans echoing through the final mile yesterday." He chuckled and handed me the mug. It was a notion, a spark to propel us forward and bring a smile to your face. This is a testament to my selflessness. A wave of gratitude washed over me as I savored the coffee, perfectly brewed to my liking. Outside, snowflakes danced through the air, while within the confines of the trailer, an enveloping silence wrapped around us, as if the entire world had faded away, leaving only our solitude behind. I gazed into his eyes and uttered my gratitude. "Thank you. This is truly delightful." He shrugged, his gaze unwavering. "Mother, you truly deserve this. Your assistance to others is truly remarkable. Now it is your moment to receive the care you deserve." As we lingered in the cozy embrace of the trailer that morning, his words echoed in my mind. Ethan subsequently proposed that we explore another track in the vicinity. The frigid winter air compelled us to wrap ourselves snugly, and we embarked on our journey in the stillness of the forest. The only noise that broke the silence was the crunch of our boots on the fresh snow. The stroll was delightful. Extended stretches of quiet were punctuated by his humor and light-hearted remarks. As I jested about the heat rendering me nearly immobile, he remarked that the frost adorning my hat gave me the appearance of a character straight out of a survival film. I playfully struck him with my swatter, and his laughter echoed through the woods. Yet, as darkness descended, the day took an unexpected turn. As we made our way back to the trailer along a notably icy stretch of the trail, my foot unexpectedly lost its grip, sending me crashing down onto my side. A sudden jolt of pain surged through my leg. Mother Ethan arrived promptly and assisted me in sitting up. His hands moved with a calm assurance, tender yet unwavering. "Are you all right?" he inquired, concern lacing his tone. "What causes pain?" "My leg." I flinched and attempted to shift it, yet the pain was acute and refused to dissipate. "I think I may have bent it." He enveloped me in his embrace instantly, as though I were as light as a feather. "Indeed," he warned her. "Don't even consider stepping on it," I replied softly. "Ethan, I'm fine." He interrupted her with a voice that was gentle yet resolute. "There shall be no disputes. I won't allow you to complicate matters further, seeing as you're already in a precarious state," he added, a sly grin playing on his lips. "Moreover, I have been dedicating myself to fitness precisely for moments such as these, despite the sting." His joke elicited a laugh from me. A sense of safety enveloped me, a feeling I hadn't experienced in years, as his warmth contrasted with the biting cold air, and the steadiness of his embrace grounded me. After our return, Ethan gently placed me on the small couch in the trailer. He propped my leg up with a pillow, carefully encasing it in an ice pack. He knelt beside me and murmured, "We'll return home tomorrow, but tonight, you're not going anywhere. Simply express your needs." As the night wore on and fatigue began to settle in, the persistent ache in my leg refused to let me drift into slumber. In the stillness of the night, I stirred from my slumber, trembling as the chill outside seeped in. Despite the cozy warmth enveloping the trailer, a throbbing pain pulsed through my head as I stumbled upon a dreadful revelation. A fever had taken hold of me. "Ethan," I whispered your name with such gentleness that it barely reached your ears. In a heartbeat, he was beside me, his expression etched with concern. "Mother, what troubles you?" he inquired, his fingers gliding gently over my cheek. "You find yourself experiencing both warmth and chill simultaneously. Hold on a moment." He slipped into bed beside me, encircling me with his arms and drawing the covers snugly over us. Before I had a chance to utter a word, he advised her, "You must find warmth." His voice exuded a soothing warmth. I rested my head against his chest, attuned to the rhythmic pulse of his heart. The warmth radiating from his body enveloped me, dispelling the lingering chills that had settled in. His hand glided softly and tenderly across my back, bringing me a sense of comfort. I expressed my gratitude, saying thank you, yet. My voice carried a languid quality. He always replied softly, his lips grazing my hair in a manner that unmistakably conveyed his affection. I shall forever keep watch over you in the stillness of the night. I found myself unexpectedly drawn to him, enveloped in the comfort of his warmth. Our bond had deepened in ways that eluded my ability to articulate. For the first time in years, I surrendered completely to the experience of being cared for, embracing the trust that I was not alone. As I drifted into slumber, my mind wandered to the profound transformation this journey had wrought upon my perspective, not only regarding Ethan, but also concerning the bond we shared. The following morning, I stirred from sleep to the delicate aroma of something delicious wafting through the air. Despite the ache in my legs, the comforting embrace of the blankets and the inviting scent around me softened the discomfort. I rose gradually, a sharp twinge of discomfort accompanying the motion. Ethan stood at the modest kitchen counter, his back turned to me, softly humming as he cooked. I made the call in the morning, despite my voice carrying a slight hoarseness. As he pivoted, a broad grin illuminated his features. "Awaken now, you drowsy dreamer. The morning meal is nearly prepared. What are your feelings today?" I felt some soreness, yet it was nothing compared to what I experienced the previous night. He nodded, yet his brow was creased with concern. "I prepared toast and eggs. I'll prepare a plate for you, but we must head to the hospital afterward." "No arguments," I said, a gentle laugh escaping my lips. His tone, imbued with a sense of protection, stirred something deep within me. That seems to be a rather unfortunate notion. Faithful to his promise, he handed me a plate and insisted that I assist him with all tasks. His gaze ignited a warmth within me, even as he steadied the plate while I indulged. As I observed him tidying up in the aftermath, an inexplicable affection stirred within me. As he turned to face me, I gazed into his eyes and heard him say, "Thank you." "What is the reason behind this?" he inquired, and the warmth of his smile deepened. "I appreciate your genuine self and the wonderful care you provide me." He held my gaze for a fleeting moment before giving a subtle nod. A faint flush colored his cheeks. "Always. Mother." The descent from the mountain unfolded effortlessly, with the snow-laden landscape presenting a beauty that remained as captivating as always. Ethan's gaze lingered on me, a silent inquiry into my well-being. As he adjusted the heater, his hand would occasionally brush against mine, a fleeting connection that spoke volumes. He even bypassed songs on the list that he believed might irritate me. By the time we arrived at the hospital, I felt utterly exhausted. Ethan assisted me in exiting the car, his hand enveloping mine as we made our way inside. As the doctors examined my leg, his hand lingered on my shoulder. The kind doctor reassured me, gently fastening a snug brace around my leg, explaining that it was merely a troublesome strain. "Simply refrain from it for a few days, and all will be well." A chuckle escaped me as Ethan released a sigh of relief. I jested about how your happiness seems to outshine my own. There are those who ought to be concerned for your well-being. A cunning smile spread across his face as he retorted, upon our return home. A wave of relief washed over me, for I was finally in the place that felt like my true sanctuary. Ethan provided me with blankets, tea, and even the remote, ensuring I was comfortably settled on the couch before he retreated into the kitchen. I said to him, "You need not take on every task." With a smile, he peeked around the corner to respond. "You deserve to be pampered," he remarked. "Allow me the pleasure of looking after you for once." He accomplished that on my behalf. He restrained me from doing much in the days that followed. He tidied up after himself, prepared meals, and even joined me on the couch as I indulged in my favorite shows. It had been so long since I experienced such a profound sense of care, and I was unaware of just how deeply I had longed for it. A handful of nights later, however, everything took a turn. As we lounged on the couch, the gentle glow of the television illuminated the space, creating delicate shadows that danced across the room. Ethan lounged beside me, his arm draped effortlessly over the back of the couch. My leg rested comfortably upon a pillow, in the presence of two individuals who share an unspoken comfort. A serene silence envelops them, effortlessly weaving its way through the air. Suddenly, he uttered words that seemed to come from nowhere. "Mom," he said, his tone unexpectedly grave, "I need to tell you something." The resonance of his voice caused my heart to falter as I pivoted to meet his gaze. "Rachel, what troubles you?" As my anxiety deepened, I inquired. He paused, allowing a moment of contemplation to wash over him, before raising his gaze to connect with mine, his attention drifting to his hands. He uttered these words: "I've been reflecting on our connection, reflecting on the varied sensations that permeate our lives in the present moment." I drew in a sharp breath, my heart racing with intensity. I inquired, though my voice trembled with uncertainty. He leaned in slightly, his expression unguarded and completely open. He expressed to her, "I care for you deeply, beyond the bounds of just being my mother. It's a difficult truth to express, yet I find myself compelled to share it. I love you, not merely as family, but also as a figure I admire, honor," and his voice grew gentler, "a person with whom I long to share every moment of my existence." The atmosphere between us crackled with tension, a palpable consequence of his candid words. It pained me to reflect on his words, to consider the depth of his emotions, and to acknowledge the courage it took for him to express them. "Olivia," I started, yet my voice trembled. I faltered. I find myself at a loss for words, struggling to comprehend the depth of emotion his words have stirred within me. He had stood by my side each day for several days, enveloping me in warmth and tenderness, deep within. I was aware of a stirring sensation, a recognition of shared emotion, something I had been reluctant to acknowledge. He swiftly replied, "It's all right." He raised his hand, a thin, almost sheepish smile gracing his lips, signaling me to halt. "There's no need for words." The urge to express myself became too overwhelming to contain any further. Tears gathered at the corners of my eyes as I extended my hand to grasp his. Finding the words was a struggle. Yet I managed to convey to Ethan, "You mean so much to me. Beyond what words can express, what we possess is truly one of a kind, and I hold it in high regard." He tightened his grip on my hand, his gaze searching mine, seeking something I wasn't certain I could provide. Yet, in that precise instant, a singular truth emerged with undeniable clarity. We were united in our shared journey, regardless of its nature. His words left me utterly speechless. His words hung in my thoughts, delicate and gentle, reminiscent of the softest snowfall, unexpected, stunning, and profoundly profound. His sincere blue eyes remained locked onto mine. A serene hope enveloped them, a duality that both soothed and unsettled me. Without a second thought, I leaned in and embraced him, wrapping my arms around him firmly, as if releasing my hold would shatter the delicate moment we shared. His embrace was firm and grounded, enveloping me in a cocoon of warmth. For a fleeting moment, nothing else held significance, only the two of us, leaving aside the difficult aspects and the inquiries. "Ethan, you mean the world to me too?" I whispered, my voice trembling with emotion. "It is essential for you to be aware of this." In response, he enveloped me in his embrace, drawing me nearer with a firm grip. His voice was a gentle whisper, barely audible as it was absorbed by my arm. Fear gripped me as I contemplated sharing this with you, yet I found myself unable to contain it any further. I gently reclined, my gaze fixed on him, my fingers weaving through his hair as I had so often done in his younger days. Yet, on this occasion, there was an unmistakable sense of change. It held a greater essence of kindness. In a hushed tone, I conveyed to her, "You possess a bravery that surpasses my own. I stand by your side, unwavering and steadfast, through every circumstance that may arise." As he locked his gaze with mine, a subtle yet genuine smile unfurled upon his lips. His sincerity enveloped me in a comforting warmth. We lingered in that embrace for a few more moments, enveloped in each other's warmth. Then I shifted slightly, wincing as pain radiated from my injured leg. He swiftly offered, "Allow me to assist." His concern resurfaced as he gently assisted me back onto the couch. With meticulous attention, he adjusted the pillow beneath my leg and then, to my astonishment, began to gently caress my leg. His touch exuded a gentle warmth, enveloping like a soothing embrace. "Does this cause you pain?" he inquired, carefully avoiding contact with the swollen area along the edge of the tape. I firmly replied, shaking my head in refusal. "It truly brings a sense of satisfaction." His touch was gentle and affectionate, evoking a sense of care that transcended the physical. It not only alleviated my pain, but his gaze conveyed that caring for me was the paramount priority in his life. The sensation in my chest intensified, compelling me to reach out and caress his cheek. "It has been incredibly kind of you to assist me." "Ethan," I murmured gently. It's a mystery how fortune has smiled upon me. For a brief moment, his hand froze mid-motion as he lifted his gaze to meet mine, his expression a puzzle I couldn't decipher. He whispered to her gently, "It's not mere chance. It has perpetually existed in this manner. There existed an unspoken bond between us, a silent comprehension that remained beyond the reach of our words." I found solace in his warmth, relishing the gentle, rhythmic caress of his hand as it glided slowly along my leg. It bestowed upon me a unique tranquility. "Shall I remain by your side this evening?" Following a lengthy silence, he inquired with a hint of trepidation. His tone carried a palpable tension, as though he were uncertain of my response. I nodded without a moment's hesitation. "That resonates well with me." His smile was modest and timid. As he shifted the blankets enveloping me and switched off the television, the room descended into shadow. In the dimly lit room, the lamp perched on the side table stood as the solitary beacon of illumination. Ethan settled beside me, his fingers slipping beneath the blanket to find my hand. I drew near, resting my head gently upon his shoulder. The silence lingered for an extended period, yet it felt entirely natural. Emotions too profound to articulate enveloped the stillness. I shut my eyes and surrendered to the embrace of rest. The rhythmic cadence of his breath beside me brought a sense of comfort. In the days that followed, a subtle yet unmistakable shift unfolded between us. It unfolded gradually, without any fanfare. It existed, woven into the fabric of our daily rituals. It was the lingering touch of his hand in mine as he guided me to the kitchen, or the warmth I sensed in his gaze that transcended mere maternal pride. As the evenings unfolded, we found ourselves increasingly drawn to the couch, our proximity deepening in a manner that felt simultaneously familiar and peculiar, though words eluded us. An unvoiced connection blossomed between us, growing more profound with each passing day. One tranquil night, as we sat together in serene silence, Ethan leaned in and rested his head against mine, catching me off guard. "Have you ever pondered what life would be like if we were the sole inhabitants of this world?" he inquired in a tone that was nearly a whisper. As I glanced in his direction, the delicate fragility etched upon his features sent my heart into a frantic rhythm. "Could you clarify what you mean?" I made a gentle inquiry. Uncertainty clouded his mind as his fingers absently toyed with the edge of the blanket. There is nothing on the horizon, and no one else to concern myself with. Our focus is solely on nurturing one another. His words stirred a whirlwind of emotions within me, leaving me momentarily adrift in the complexity of my feelings. I spoke in a gentle tone. "That sounds peaceful." "Ethan, life is not so simple. You're already aware of that." With a subtle nod and a steady gaze, he uttered the words, "I do. Yet, I find myself yearning for it to be so." In that moment of uncertainty, I found it challenging to articulate my thoughts. Instead, I intertwined my fingers with his and spoke with conviction. "No matter what happens, we'll navigate this together." A profound sensation stirred within me as his gaze met mine. It eluded my grasp, a fleeting thought just beyond reach. He spoke softly. "I don't believe I've ever loved anyone quite like I love you." The words carried the weight of an admission, rather than merely serving as a straightforward statement. As my heart swelled, I pulled him close, enveloping him in a tight embrace, fearing that releasing him would shatter the delicate magic of the moment we were experiencing together. He embraced me tightly, as though he shared the same fear that this fleeting moment might slip away. I murmured, "I love you as well." The words carried a significance I had not completely grasped until that very instant. It was not merely a symbol of affection, it stood as a vow,